Hello, my name is Nathalie Yamb. This message is for African heads of state. If you are not a leader, you can stay, but please keep quiet. For a while now, I've been saying that Donald Trump's presidency presents opportunities for Africa. But since you, the so-called decision makers, are dragging your feet, let me now explain the dangers of his return to power. Maybe then you will start paying attention. On February 2nd, 2025, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio went to Panama to tell President Mulino face to face that the US is reclaiming power over the Panama Canal by force if necessary. Trump sees China's influence there as a threat, even though Panama has legally owned the canal since 2000. Under pressure, Panama immediately cut ties with China, announcing that it will not renew the Belt and Road Initiative agreements that had brought major infrastructure development since 2017. This move follows the Monroe Doctrine, which declared the US hegemony over the Americas. The Roosevelt corollary, I hope I say it right, I will write it on the screen, which is giving the US the right to intervene militarily in any Latin American country. And the Kissinger report, which establishes the US control over global resources and alliances. Now, how does this concern Africa? Europe may use Trump's logic to reclaim control over Africa, arguing first that Africa was shaped by European colonization. I mean, most of the names of our countries, capital cities, streets, mountains, forests, are the creation of the colonizers, just like the roads, the bridges, the railways, the infrastructure built under colonial rule. Second, that other powers like China, Russia, Iran, Turkey are unfairly benefiting from Europe's past investments. And last but not least, that African independence was a mistake, just like Carter's decision to return the Panama Canal, according to Trump. And make no mistake, Trump won't oppose this. He is already weakening Europe's economy, forcing them to find new resources to pay the US. And that means Africa. On October 7, 2025, Trump signed a racist, imperialist decree against South Africa's land reform law, which allows land seizure without compensation in certain circumstances to correct apartheid-era injustices. To pressure South Africa, Trump cut US aid, threatened to remove South Africa from AGOA, a trade agreement allowing duty-free export to the US, and with blatant racism, offered refugee status to white Afrikaners. He is openly supporting a return to apartheid. But what is the real scandal? The silence of African leaders. When Trump wanted to take Greenland, Europe united against him. But when he targets Africa, not a single African country or African institution speaks up. Europe is sinking economically and has two choices: face Trump's wrath and suffer further collapse, or turn back to Africa, exploiting its resources with Trump's blessing. And what is Africa doing in the meantime? Dancing, drinking, sleeping, singing, praying, or preparing a welcoming parade for our future colonizers instead of arming ourselves, securing alliances, and strategizing the defense of our sovereignty. If we don't act, the next 4 years will mark Africa's violent and long-lasting recolonization. So what must be done? First, we need to break free from Western control institutions like the CFA Franc, like the ICC, the WHO, the Francophonie, the Paris Climate Agreement, or foreign aid. Then we need to unify Africa's economic policies on gold, on oil, on gas, on uranium, etc., to prevent foreign powers from playing us against each other. We also need to retain a good portion of our resources for local development and only export the surplus on our terms on the markets. And for that, we need to end foreign-backed conflicts like the Congo-Rwanda war or terrorism in the Sahel, in Nigeria or in Cameroon, that allow those external powers to grab our resources for peanuts on our continent with the help of local traitors and lackeys. Trump's policies have already sidelined Europe in European and global affairs. Yet you still let the European dictate African policies? What is wrong with you, leaders? If we do nothing, Africa will become the battleground for Trump's war against China. The rules-based international order is dead. Only strength matters now. Together, we are unstoppable. We have everything that we need to succeed, except the right leadership and the right mindset. The alliance of the Sahel state, AES, shows the way forward, but the rest of Africa must step up now. The time for playing around is over. Thank you for paying attention to what I had to say on this subject. If you want to support me creating educational content like this, you can donate to my fundraisers. The links are displayed on the screen or in the description box below, or you can hit the thank you button below this video on YouTube. See you soon.